Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. All right. So Kevin Spacey is facing an indecent assault and battery charge in Nantucket, Massachusetts. This goes back to 2016, the summer of 2016, July. An 18-year-old teenager, an 18-year-old, is alleging that he was in a bar with him and he was drinking. I think he lied about his age, and I think he claims that Kevin Spacey got him drunk and then shoved his hand down his pants. I believe that's the allegation here, and I'm going to read through some of this Boston Globe article. But he's going to be arraigned, and that happened in 2016. Then the 18-year-old did go to the authorities, but not until like a year and a half later, I believe. In the fall of 2017, he went to investigators in Nantucket, presented some evidence, and there is some evidence, supposedly, allegedly, in this Boston Globe piece. I'll get to it in a second. Presented that to the investigators, and then his mother and a prominent attorney who has represented victims before. Forget his name. I'll get to it in a second. Did a press conference discussing this, with the media. And that was in the fall of 2017. The point at which he went to investigators, and I think immediately following that, his mother, who basically has kind of been his spokesperson, who's a public personality. She's a TV reporter in I want to say Boston. I'm not positive. So. Anyways, so she's been speaking on his behalf. He was only 18 at the time. This was 2 years ago, so now he's 20. But because of the embarrassment of the incident, he's allowed her to do his talking for him. So at the press conference, she was there with the attorney and I believe his sister, her daughter. Okay, but authorities feel they have enough evidence to bring a charge. And he's going to be arraigned on January 7th for felony indecent assault and battery, which could bring up to 5 years in prison. And beyond that, in response to this, and that's what everybody's reporting on, that Kevin Spacey posted a video over at his YouTube channel. I believe this is the original of the video. This is where he put it. Which isn't a huge channel, actually, by the way. It's just got like 6,000 subs, or it was 6,000. Now it's up to 7,500. In character, in his, what's it called? House of Cards. I don't even watch House of Cards. I'm familiar with it. I'm obviously familiar with Kevin Spacey. In character, presumably responding to this charge. I mean, and it's really fairly crazy. The video. And it's 3 minutes long. He doesn't break character the entire time. And there are all sorts of references to what he's going to be charged for, But there's also, it's so crazy. It's just, I'll play portions of it, maybe even all of it. I don't know. But it's literally titled "Let Me Be Frank," and this was 57,000 views before I came home from work. Merry Christmas, by the way, everyone. It's Christmas Eve, and it's now already up to 357,000 views. I guarantee you, it's grown from right now too. Another 20,000 views. All right, so let's go to the Boston Globe piece very quickly. But there's some stuff in here that it's like, I don't know, dude. I think he's had other people bring charges before, in addition to the thing that got this all started. I think it was back in October of 2017, not long ago, the situation with this actor. I even forget his name. Oh, boy. Anthony Rapp. This was when the Me Too was just getting started. And this was one of the first ones, that made, one of the big profile Hollywood names. But Anthony Rapp claimed various things when he was 14, that there was I don't know what he's alleging exactly, some kind of sexual assault. But, to be honest with you, I don't think that really went anywhere. I don't think that individual himself pursued any kind of charges, was just basically making it public in the name of Me Too. But this is when Me Too was brand new. All right, back to the Boston Globe. All right, actor Kevin Spacey is facing a felony charge for allegedly sexually assaulting the teenage son of a former Boston WCVB TV news anchor Heather Unruh, who is pictured right there with the attorney Mitchell Garabedian. Mitchell Garabedian, who's a very prominent victim's attorney, has represented many victims of the Catholic Church scandal of priests molesting boys. So, and he couldn't be reached for comment today, but he's mentioned in this article too. And that is the press conference in the fall of 2017 following her son going to the authorities and presenting some evidence, which is discussed slightly in this article, which I found I was pretty surprised to read. Okay, so let me continue. And this is in Nantucket. Okay, so at a Nantucket bar in July 2016, authorities said Monday. All right, Cape and Islands District Attorney Michael O'Keefe said that Spacey, 59, was due to be arraigned on a charge of indecent assault and battery at Nantucket District Court on January 7th. O'Keefe said the public show cause hearing was held in the case on December 20th. The charge Spacey faces carries a penalty of up to 5 years in prison or up to 2.5 years in jail or house of correction, or a requirement of to register as a sex offender, according to court documents. I'm pleased that the case is moving forward in the judicial system, Unruh said by phone. Spacey was first accused of sexual misconduct at the start of the so-called Me Too movement, which exploded into American life in late 2017. So, Unruh said that in July 2016, this is the mom speaking on behalf of her son. Unruh said that in July 2016, her then 18-year-old son was at the club bar, where the Academy Award-winning actor was among the late-night crowd in the dimly lit restaurant. Her son was mesmerized by Spacey and told him he was old enough to drink, Unruh said previously. Unruh said Spacey purchased alcohol for her son until he was drunk and then stuck his hand inside the man's pants and grabbed his genitals. During the encounter, Unruh said her son tried to shift his body away from Spacey but was only momentarily successful. The actor urged her son to accompany him to an after-hours party to drink more, she said. Unruh said her son fled the restaurant when Spacey excused himself to go to the bathroom, and a woman urged the youth to run. He sprinted to his grandmother's house and told his sister what happened, Unruh said. The sibling then called Unruh, his mom, who traveled to Nantucket in the morning, she said. The victim, my son, was a starstruck, straight, 18-year-old young man who had no idea that the famous actor was an alleged sexual predator or that he was about to become his next victim, Unruh said at a 2017 press conference accompanied by the attorney Mitchell Garabedian and her daughter Kyla. This was a criminal act. All right, so Unruh said her son reported the incident to Nantucket police in the fall of 2017 and provided evidence to investigators. The case was investigated by state police troopers assigned to the detective unit at the district attorney's office, who interviewed Unruh's son and several others, according to court documents. The documents describe how Unruh's son told investigators that on the night of the alleged assault, Spacey bought the teenager 4 or 5 beers and then 4 or 5 glasses of whiskey and said at one point, "Let's get drunk." Unruh's son told investigators that Spacey asked the teenager questions about his genitals and Spacey described his own. This is the part that kind of surprised me right here, because according to this, there's a video of something. The teenager texted someone while Spacey was allegedly groping him and sent that person a video of the alleged assault. It's unclear if investigators were able to view that video, since it was sent via a service in which messages, including videos, eventually disappear by design. So it must have been like a Snapchat or something like that. But the person who received the message later confirmed to investigators they saw it, the documents show. So, You know, I was reading this really quickly before I made this video. I didn't read that last part, the fact that it had disappeared, that it was sent by a service, you know, that automatically deletes after, you know, 10 or 15 minutes, whatever it is. I know Snapchat does that. I think maybe some others do that as well. But that statement did definitely, when I saw that, it certainly got my attention. The documents also say that after Unruh's son fled the bar, Spacey texted the teenager, "I think we lost each other." Other people interviewed by the investigators confirmed seeing Spacey and the teenagers together at the bar. One person said they noticed the teenager at one point turn pale, blank, a bit frightened. There's somebody else supposedly that Spacey pursued on this visit to Nantucket over this weekend, I think. Unruh said in the fall of 2017 that her son asked Unruh to speak publicly about the encounter. So the son asked his mother to basically do the talking for him. He didn't go to authorities sooner, she said, because of embarrassment and fear. Soon after the alleged attack, however, Unruh said that she discussed it with Nantucket's sheriff, who urged him to file a complaint. During the news conference, Unruh also alleged Spacey targeted another man during a visit to the island. Garabedian, who represented hundreds of survivors of sexual abuse, clergy sexual abuse, sent an email Monday. The complainant has shown a tremendous amount of courage in coming forward. Let the facts be presented, the relevant law applied, and a just and fair verdict rendered. He declined to comment further because of the pending criminal matter. All right, man. So, I pretty much read that whole thing, but it's hard not to. So, here his video response to it, dude. It's just, I just was really stunned to see this. You know, what he says in response. Well, I mean, he's not responding to it, but he just says, "Let me be frank. This is from Christmas Eve. This is December 24th. This news is breaking right now. He's going to be arraigned on January 7th. And he's in character, the House of Cards character. I think it's like the Louisiana politician, the ruthless politician that, you know, he plays on that show, which he's been killed off on that show, to the best of my knowledge. I've never seen a single episode of it. It's a Netflix show, and it was a huge hit. I mean, I think he's extremely wealthy, too. So, let's just watch some.
I know what you want. Oh, sure, they may have tried to separate us, but what we have is too strong. It's too powerful. I mean, after all, we shared everything, you and I. I told you my deepest, darkest secrets. I showed you exactly what people are capable of. I shocked you with my honesty, but mostly I challenged you and made you think. And you trusted me, even though you knew you shouldn't. So we're not done, no matter what anyone says. And besides, I know what you want. You want me back. Of course, some believed everything and had just been waiting with bated breath to hear me confess it all. They're just dying to have me declare that everything said is true and that I got what I deserved. Wouldn't that be easy if it was all so simple? Only you and I both know it's never that simple, not in politics and not in life. But you wouldn't believe the worst without evidence, would you? You wouldn't rush to judgments without facts, would you? Did you? No, not you. You're smarter than that. Anyway, all this presumption made for such an unsatisfying ending, and to think it could have been such a memorable send-off. I mean, if you and I have learned nothing else these past years, it's that in life and art, nothing should be off the table. We weren't afraid, not of what we said, and not of what we did, and we're still not afraid. Because I can promise you this. If I didn't pay the price for the things we both know I did do, I'm certainly not going to pay the price for the things I didn't do. Oh, of course, they're going to say I'm being disrespectful, not playing by the rules, like I ever played by anyone's rules before. I never did, and you loved it. Anyhow, despite all the poppycock, the animosity, the headlines, the impeachment without a trial, despite everything, despite even my own death, I feel surprisingly good. And my confidence grows each day that soon enough you will know the full truth. Wait a minute. Now that I think of it, you never actually saw me die, did you? Conclusions can be so deceiving. Miss me?
Dude, it's so crazy, man. It just is, you know, in you know, facing an arraignment in 2 weeks for felony, indecent assault, and battery, which could carry up to 5 years in prison. That video, I don't know. I can't believe it. I'm stunned myself. So the question I do have, and I was trying, that's why I brought this up. I mean, I remember this when this broke, and I remember when this was all beginning, this Me Too. I was trying to figure out when, like, but it doesn't say specifically. It doesn't. It just says the fall of 2017 when they went to authorities. Fall of 2017 when they had this press conference. When is? Here's the press conference. When is this dated? This is so that's November 8th right there. November 8th, 2017. We don't know that that's, you know, that was probably reported the day after, whatever. But that is after. This was October. I mean, actually, no, it's October 31st, 2017. This is being reported on at CNN, but actually they were taking it from BuzzFeed broke the story, which was October 30th, 2017. You know, if we're going by the dates on this Newsweek article, a little over a week later, they're giving a press conference after that news broke about, you know, this guy, the 14-year-old actor Anthony Rapp, who I'm familiar with, and you've seen him in many different movies and so forth. Yeah, you know, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. I mean, the fact, obviously, he's 18 years old. It is embarrassing to talk about, but the fact that his mom is sort of driving this and is doing all the talking for him is, I think, that's a little bit of an issue, I think. But I mean, I understand 18 years old is nothing. You're just a kid. You're so young at 18. You're not an adult. I mean, even though legally you are. So that's understandable, but still, people are definitely going to want to hear from the dude and stuff. And the fact that his mom is doing all the talking does, I mean, that's the question I had. But it's just crazy, man. Just crazy. Crazy video. All right, that's the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I will see you in the next video. And everybody, have a super Merry Christmas if I don't make another video between now and tomorrow morning. Later, man.